Oh, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This time we're heading up the road to Hay. I hope you enjoyed the previous episodes, particularly when we went to see Yanga Homestead and the Yanga National Park. But this time we're heading into Hay and we're going to be stopping in the free camping for a couple of nights and checking out some really interesting stuff there. We'll be hopping up to check out the old jail. We'll be going to see the museum, the Shearers Museum, and we'll be doing a heritage walk and so much more. So stay tuned to the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe as we get out and explore the town of Hay. Well, before we get to the campsite is the actual Shearers Museum in Hay. So we're pulled up here and we're going to head inside before we set up the caravan and go and set up for the night. So let's get going. Apparently there's going to be actually some shearing of some sheep very shortly, so we'll be going out and checking that out in the shearing shed. Well, if you're into Australian history, travel tips, free camping and other information about travelling around Australia with the dog, you've come to the right channel. So join us, Dougie the dog, Kevin the caravan, as we explore Australia. Okay, so this is super interesting. The Shearers Long Paddock Touring Route. So it's a scenic journey through the heart of Australia with a blend of history, culture and beauty. Sounds pretty good to me. The route, also known as the Cobb Highway, stretches from down at the Victorian border up past Wilcannia. Wow, sounds pretty cool. Well guys, I think that might be something for us to add to the list. So that's interesting. So the Long Paddock Tour. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have actually already done the Shearers Long Paddock Tour. From all the different shearing sheds. So this guy was a world champion for fast shearing. Australian champion.
Marable stopover?
Yeah. A chuka. So they made more money the faster that they could shear, because back in the 1930s you only got paid per sheep.
Yeah.
Portable steam engine. Because you want so much horsepower to power the shed. Shearer Hall of Fame. Dougie. And then you would squish them down to transport, because you could compress them even more. So today we're exploring the Outback Shearers Museum in Hay before we head off. So I hope you enjoy checking out the museum. We're not going to show you all of it. You guys need to come out and check it out, but what we've seen so far is well worth coming to visit. Look at the sheepies over there! And we're going to the shearing shed. That doggy is not alive. Let's see the shearing demonstration. That's the belly first. So the shearing presentation was great. Dougie had a nice time, and we're heading now into our free camp. Well, I've shown you the silo arts in Hay in a previous edition. We'll be driving past it, so it's really amazing, and it is a legacy to all of those people that fought in the war. It's actually a water tank, not a silo, but it's still fantastic. So I'm not going to show you too much of the Sandy Point campground other than to say it is a great free campground, but I am going to take Dougie for a walk, so I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview as we head down to the Murrumbidgee River, and then I'm going to head along the river and have a look at some stuff I haven't seen before. I will include the link to the video in the end of this video for those of you who are interested in seeing more around the Balranald, Hay area, and also seeing the homestead, and then you can have a closer look at this campground. So Sandy Point, where we were staying in this great campsite on the Murrumbidgee River, was originally Lang crossing place. So it's really beautiful and lovely place to stop, and you can see all this lovely sand. You can swim there. It's like a beach, even though it's inland. Okay guys, so we're continuing our walk, and we're just going to walk along the dirt road that comes down to the campsite so we can walk into the town. So I want to take Dougie for a walk along the heritage track. But this is quite a pleasant walk, and you can see it's a reasonable track in, and it's sort of a loop, so you can come in from different angles. The better way in, we have found, is to come in through past the silos and turn the corner and come down the shorter way. But it's still a nice walk, and we're going to take Dougie into town to explore. So it looks like they're restoring the wetlands here on the Murrumbidgee River. It's good to hear. So this is one of the things I really love when you get out and start walking around in the bush and just on tracks. So we're literally under the bridge in Hay for the Murray River, and look at this beautiful Aboriginal artwork behind me. It is just stunning, and it just really, there's lots of it on both sides. This is some interesting signage about the river and the river trade. Wow. So this is what it used to be like on the Murrumbidgee. I wonder where the actual bridge is. Murrumbidgee trade ended in 1937, it says 7. Taken over the last time the last time the bridge opened was in 1946. and the last steam train thing came down to supply irrigation for farmers. I'm not sure if the boat even exists. Langland's Crossing, so that's where we're staying, is at Langland's Crossing. And this is the lady who took her sheep up the road. The main street is very different in Hay today. This is really interesting. This artwork is to represent the bridge trail, the gateway, and it was installed in 2012. So guys, I spotted this map on the side of the building, which is where the toilets are, just in this park here. And it's quite good because it shows you the whole town, it shows you where the river is. You can see the little man for the walking track, which we've just walked along. So there's a lot of interesting information here, which is why I thought I'd put it in the video. Well, we're going to head back to the campground now with Dougie. We'll have another look at the rest of the main street in the future, but I need to get back to the campsite because we're going to be heading up to show you around the Hay Gaol. So, this is very cool. So here we are now inside the old Hay Gaol. Now it's $5 entry into it, and you just pop your money in the post box. So it is cash. So make sure if you're coming to see the Hay Gaol, which is really interesting. It's a really big location, really big museum, and I'm going to show you around in some of the exhibitions. Oh goodness, I imagine this must have been solitary confinement. Just look at how thick these walls were. And the bed. And that was your table. I do find it interesting that the towns had more jails than what we do today. Maybe it's transport issues. So the Hay Gaol, guys, has some really interesting history that I hadn't been aware of. For example, the jail was built in 1880s and it shut down in 1915, but then it was reopened again in 1930s and ran through the war. Now they had a main internment camp where they had POWs and Jewish refugees and Japanese people, similar to what they have in Cara, that was outside the town of Hay. But some of the very special inmates from that were brought into the actual jail, into the some of the 12 cells here, and one of which was famous, an Italian POW who escaped, which is what this room's all about. So as you can see, guys, the jail here at Hay is not just a jail with empty bits and pieces. It is absolutely full of memorabilia. It's like a big museum. We're going to step outside and have a look around the outside, and then we'll come back in to have a look at more of the cells on the other side. So look at the size of this massive windmill that they've got here. So this is the Comet windmill. It's just huge. And this is only half of it. When you think that the windmill goes up to the top of the walls of the jail, that's just mind-blowing. Anyway, I'm going to have a sticky beak in this shed here and see what's in here. We're going to head inside now. Here's another windmill. one actually looks like it's made out of wood. It is made out of wood. That's pretty fascinating that it was constructed out of wood. Well, the shed was interesting with all its printing presses and other bits and pieces. Really cool. A brick making machine. So to make cement bricks. Goodness me. That's very old fashioned. The old laundry. So each room here at the Hay Gaol is full of really interesting memorabilia and other stuff, as you can see behind me. But you guys need to come out here and have a look for yourself. Well guys, we're heading back down to the free campsite where the caravan is, and we're going to do a spot of fishing, relax, and we'll show you some more of Hay tomorrow. How nice and peaceful is this? No fish. We're heading back up to the caravan now. Are there birdies? Are there birdies, Dougie? Oh no, you wrapped around the pole, are you? Oh, bugger. That's one of the downsides with dogs. And a pole system for the awning. Dougie does have a habit of doing that. Well, I've disconnected him now from the pole, which is good. I'm just taking him down here to the river so he can have a little bit of a walk before we head back inside into the caravan for the evening. Come on. You didn't show a bad dog at the playing. Go on, put your chicken. Is it dead now? Quick, get it! Get it! You ready to go out for a walk now? Is it time for a walk? Okay, let's go. Well guys, from one extreme to the other, it's already starting to get hot here, and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. We are expecting more hotter weather. So in the last video and a few videos back, we were coming back from South Australia, which we still are, and it was pouring with rain. Now it's boiling hot. Are you getting sand everywhere? Are you getting sand everywhere, little boy? You are. So there's a beautiful walking trail / bike trail from Sandy Point that goes right the way along the Murrumbidgee. So you can either walk along like we are with Dougie, or you can jump on a bike if you've brought one with you while you're camping here, and ride your way along this beautiful waterway. So we're going to just keep exploring along this track. So as we're walking along, guys, taking Dougie for his walk along the Murrumbidgee River, I thought I'd give you a little bit more of the history of the town of Hay. So as I mentioned earlier when we were looking at the sign, it was originally called Lang's Crossing Place, right? And that's what it was named until 1859, when the town was officially surveyed and they started selling land, and then it was renamed after a politician called John Hay. and that's how Hay got its name. But prior to that, it was called Lang's Crossing Place, and there's a lot of history around Lang's Crossing Place. Anyway, we're going to continue our walk as we explore the Murrumbidgee River. So there's quite a number of interesting articles I found on the internet about Lang's Crossing before it became Hay, and there was an event that they had on Boxing Day, and there was also some stuff about sheep with greasy wool or wash wool and the things that happen with them. So that was really interesting. The fact that the river was so low and they had to transport all of the wool down to Melbourne on bullock carts was interesting, because it saw the end with the difficulties with the paddle steamers getting all the way up the Murrumbidgee. Anyway, I'm going to walk Dougie back to the campground because we're going to head up to the Tourist Information Centre to have a shower. Well guys, so the showers cost $2, but there's no time limit. Now I'm not going to show you around inside the showers, they're just normal showers. Well guys, the shower was great and we're back at the campsite now. And I'm just having a relax, having a nice drink and having some morning tea before we take Dougie out to do the heritage walk, because I picked up a brochure from the visitor centre. We're going to take you guys for a heritage walk. You'll note that we've already taken down the awning because we'll be leaving later on this afternoon. So I'm not going to get to see the whole walk, but we'll see as much as we can before we leave. Well, I was going to start the walk from down here, but because he's going to go up and fill the cart with fuel, we've come up to the main street and I've hopped out the car and he's filling it up with fuel, ready to get going. This was originally a pub, but today it's a car park with Tesla charging centre. So if you have a car that needs to be charged on electricity, there's plenty of spaces here. So this hotel site was originally McCure's General Store and was demolished in 1971. It's actually a bit of a shame. That was a beautiful old building. So how beautiful is this amazing old building in the main street of Hay? It's survived not being demolished. It's just stunning. Just look at the height of those windows. It's absolutely amazing, the height of the windows. So, London Chartered Bank. Well, I can say I've never heard of London Chartered Bank. So this is number 12 on the Heritage Walk. Okay guys, so this is number 8 on our list, and this is the Shire Buildings. It was originally the second courthouse in Hay, and it was built in 1877, and it later had updates, and it was the old Commonwealth Bank building at one time, but now it's the council chambers and has been since 1942. Right, this is how Hay got its name. Sir John Hay is how Hay got its name. Well, there you go. What's this? Thomas Simpson's first tradesman to establish at Lang's Crossing. So I'm starting to wonder whether Hay... Okay guys, so this has really been a really interesting walk doing some of the heritage sites around Hay, but I'm going to leave you guys to do the rest of them while we head back to the caravan to pack up and move on to our next location. Well guys, I'm just getting the last of the caravan packed up before we head off from Hay. So we've had a great time here, but it's time to get all packed up and move on to our next location, which at the moment I'm not 100% sure which way we're going to go. So yes, I know I look probably strange in this video as I'm getting all the stuff packed up back into the little nooks and crannies so everything fits. Whoops, I'll give that another try. So one of the disadvantages of having a tiny caravan is there's only so much space you can put things. So I've already finished packing up under the bed, and I just stick these mats in here because what we've got is a problem with the back window where it tends to slide open, so I use these to stop the window opening. But unfortunately, well guys, now that I've finished getting the caravan packed up ready for us to head on, I hope you enjoyed this episode as we explored the town of Hay. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Always up for a chat, so please put comments in the comments box. And please, if you see Dougie and me on the highway, say hi. We love chatting to people, and Dougie loves a pat, and he'll even give you a leg hug. So please say hi. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in our next episode as we continue travelling around New South Wales now, because we're back in New South Wales. And I'm not sure which way we're going to head from here, but we'll find out in our next episode. So stay tuned to the channel. Bye guys.